My Marine here, and this may be a little long, so I'm probably going to just have to upload it to the YouTube. Let the first 2 minutes and 20 seconds go. Those that want to see it, those that want to know, they can. You want to hate on it, you can hate on it. I think everybody that's known me long enough knows that where it comes from is a caring passion side. And this one's, I'm just going to be blatantly honest, so I get past this and let this go, because I try to express it in different places just to get a clear understanding. I'm not trying to do it to be combative in a sense. I'm just reality of what I'm seeing, being a professional salesperson, coming from a marketing standpoint of where I come from. So let me start here. Influencers, they do it to get paid. That's just business. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not against it. That's what they're here. That's what they came into the business for. That's what they're on Twitter for. And they're designed to influence, just as well as like I've been doing. Want to get in there, use my abilities to influence, right? So at the end of the day, it's about business for them. They're not your brother. They're not your sister. They're not your best friend. They probably don't love you, but they appreciate you. Just like as a salesperson, I appreciate my customers, but I have to continue to provide good service to a customer, correct? And that's their job. So they've got to be able to provide that great service. And they got to focus on that and where the majority is. It's just like politics. If you got 60% or 50% plus, and you're going to lean that way, same thing's going to happen with an influencer side. So let's get that out of the way. Call them shills, call them whatever you want. They are. That's their job. They created their profiles. They created their personas. They created who they were because their job is to provide a service so they can continue to get money, whether it be super chat money, whether it be marketing money, advertising money through YouTube. There's some form of gain that comes in. That's their job. So if they can continue to provide you a good service, you're going to have people that don't like them. You're going to have people that like them. You're going to have people on the edge, all that kind of stuff. We get that. So I'm not against them at all. That's why I've not called any of them out. Won't do that because they're here to make money, and I knew that. And honestly, I don't listen to any of them because I don't need them necessarily to make money. But there are people that do. And let me explain a little thing called Marketing 101 or just marketing in general. You guys remember, the ones that have been around, it's what drew me in too. I saw the talk. People were talking about this GME thing. Then we had that catalyst where it took off. And then people started talking AMC. The more people I talked about it, it gained my interest. I started looking into it, wanting to find out about it. And as I looked into it, I started to learn more about it. And then as I started to learn more about it, then I decided, hey, this looks like this might be good. This is something I probably should jump into. So what did I do? I decided to get in. And then as I got in, I started to learn more. And as I learned more, I was like, wow. And then I decided to go YOLO and be all AMC and really dedicate myself in AMC with a little bit of GME. I'm not the only one that did that. Majority of most folks I've met in 10 months now all did that. That's because the information was out there. That's because people were talking about it. You're getting it going, right? So how it works, though, if you don't understand, you got 10% that start to think of something, or roughly 10% of people that start talking about something, and it starts triggering it. And then a couple more people buy into it, right? So there's your influence. That's your general 10% starts to influence. And then once there's enough that are doing that, that are influencing that, next thing you know, you got the Fomo crowd. You get the rush of people just coming in. That's the 80%. It's natural. They hear it. They've seen it. Everybody's starting to talk about it. Boom. Everybody's in. Right? Then you get the last 10% of the people, which I like to call procrastinators. They're going to procrastinate a little bit, right? They're just trying. A lot of times they're the ones that end up holding the bag. They buy in too late. Those first 10%, they're the ones that made the money. Most of the money because they've influenced it. And generally, that's paid influencing. Companies pay millions of dollars, all kinds of money for advertising and everything else because that's the influence side. They pay people, professional people that have a persona that people recognize with, to do TV commercials, to influence you for a reason, to get you to buy into their product. Duh, that's how it's done. That's society. So you got to get these influencers doing that. So as those influencers doing that, that gets that 10% going, sucks in the 80%, and then you get the last 10%. It's kind of how it works in Marketing 101 and sales, man. So the 10% are worth a lot of money. Their accounts are worth a lot of money. That's why we heard about people getting possibly bought out. That's why we saw early on that people might have been bought out. I mean, you can sell accounts. You can sell things, right? You can do marketing. You can do advertisement. They are the 10%. That's why they're the ones that end up on TV. That's why they're the ones that end up doing all this stuff, because that's the influencer. So now that you understand that, hopefully you get that. And again, I'm not saying that's bad. That's reality. That's just how capitalism and that's how the world works. That's how marketing works. I'm a professional salesperson / influencer for my job, right? I influence people into spending money, thousands of dollars with me to buy things. Hello, that's what I do. So I spot it. It's harder for me to fall for it because I am one of that. That's where I come from. So I've talked about it a lot. Now that you understand that, hopefully you understand what I'm trying to get at. This has been my concern, and I've expressed in the community. As you see and I use the word sediment, but as you see the things start to change, and influence starts talking about something else, influencers or people, when I say influencers too, that can be people that necessarily built their accounts up. Like if I started talking about something else, I'm sure it'd start getting people's attention. I've got enough followers now that anything I say, people will pay attention a little bit. But as that influence starts to change, you start to see the narrative change. Well, one of the influences that I started to see, and this is going to ruffle some feathers because I made some people upset with this, but this is reality, and I didn't do it to be mean. I'm not doing it because, I'm against it. I'm just trying to point it out to folks because I see where it's going and what it's doing. But basically, the other plays. The other squeeze plays, right? Early on, for the beginning, for the first 5 months, it's like, nope, focus, 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 focus. Well, over time, people start to lose that focus, or whatever the case may be. We get some influence, starts talking about other stocks. And I get it. The whole idea of investing is have this big portfolio, right? But the days of being a dumb crayon-eating ape that YOLOs into one stock, apparently those days are over, right? Because the new narrative comes in. And then, so we get BBIG, we get SPRT. God, I lost track of them, right? That was the start. That was what I felt like was the start. Then we get this DWAC, FUN, BKKKT, or whatever it was, BRKT. There was these other ones, right, that came in. Ran up really big. Some people made money. Probably the ones that started to influence it. And then a few of the 80, and that was about it. The rest of them potentially could be bag holding. Maybe you're bag holding and you don't want to say anything. You're pissed off. Maybe you made a lot of money. That's fantastic, okay? That's what I want. I want people to learn the market too. But what I'm getting at, just listen to me. The attitude and the change of the marketing side of it, there's less and less and less talk of AMC or GME per se, less and less talk, less and less engagement, which now it starts to remove it. Twitter algorithm starts to remove that from the Twitter space. Feeds, people's feeds, which could be outside people, could be some people still debating. We probably got the first 10% in, obviously way back when, all the 80 came in. We've probably scooped up majority of the 10 and started that cycle again with more people. But that's what we need, right? We ideally want more people in. Well, so humans are the marketing piece. You're the marketing piece for something. So when you were tweeting out something, that means you believe in it. That means another person reads it. They see it. They tweet it out. They start to believe in it. And everyone's tweeting it out. So I've seen that. I've seen the entire Twitter space start to get less and less and less of AMC, GME. And what does get suppressed. And then we start seeing these other plays. And so other people start thinking. And they start looking into it. And they're like, maybe I want to jump in this one. And then we got people bag holding. We got people making money. And the storyline, here's the storyline. And I get it. It makes complete sense. And here's the storyline because I've argued with too many people and lost some friends now over it. But all I'm trying to do is prove a point of what's happening. You do what you want. You vest however you want. But here's what happens. Okay? The storyline. You're going to go make money over here now. You're going to use the extra capital. You're going to use your paycheck, your money, and that's up to you. Do whatever you want, but you're going to use your money, and you're going to go chase after this stock because everybody's talking about it, right? So you go over here and you chase after the stock. You start to see some money being made because AMC's not been making you a lot of money. You've been holding. You got tired of it, so you go over here. And the idea is you're going to take the profits that you can make over here and turn around and put them back over here. Now, let me ask you a question. Are you doing that? First and foremost, is everyone doing that like they said? We have to trust because everyone said we're diamond hole and we're a community. That's great. I trust that. Fine. Great. That is awesome. I'm not seeing AMC go up. Today it is, but I haven't seen AMC go up. Whereas the buying pressure, it all looks the same. However, maybe that is happening, right? But are anybody tweeting out what they're bag holding? I wouldn't. Why are you going to tweet it out, right? So there's a lot of silence there. The only ones that you'll see tweeting out are the ones that are making the money. And you know what I'm talking about with the pump and dumpers. We got some accounts, even outside of AMC, some big accounts that work their way in our community. That's what they do. We get SEC coming down on them. They pump and dump, get the 10, 80, 10. That's how this shit works, man. Okay, pump and dumpers know that. They can make the money, and once the big percentage of it starts talking about it, they sell out without you knowing. And then by the time the rest of them come in, they're the ones that hold the bag. Hopefully you're the one that jumped in on the pump fast enough, right? It's like a race. It's a gambling freaking race. It plays off your gambling nature. That's reality of pump and dump, okay? That's just how it works. And you can make money off of it, and some people are like, I have. But are you going to be lucky every single time? Are you going to be that person that gets in every single time? Besides, but that's how that works, okay? So what I'm trying to lead to is, and we've seen it, and generally the people that argue with me are the ones that are doing it. Or deciding to do it, and those are the ones that fight me back on it. I've been fighting them back like crazy, and it's like, dude, I'm tired of fighting it. If you can't see the reality of the big picture, what's freaking happening, I can't tell you anymore. I get it. I guess I got a couple extra stocks that I've bought that are outside of AMC, GME. You won't see me promoting it because I know what that effect does. I'm not trying to pump other stuff. My focus has been where it's at. I feel like that marketing focus has now gone away. You see some of these big influencers next to their names, multiple stocks, multiple crypto names. And I'm not against crypto. I'm going to buy a crap ton when my last is over. But I want you to understand, you start to see that. So now you start to water down. Less and less AMC. There goes the marketing. There goes the draw. Now you got all these outside people sitting there thinking they've been in it. What's happening? There's people getting out of AMC. I see everybody going over here. So let me ask you a question. If I had to put all my AMC into SHIB, when it was started to pop 3 weeks ago, I'd be a freaking multimillionaire right now. That's reality already. And I wouldn't even needed AMC. That's just truth, right? I mean, come on. I can't be the only one that thought that crap, right? Friday just put $5,000 or sold a little bit of AMC. Look, I don't have $5,000 laying around. So it's like I can't reinvest new capital into something. I mean, where people come up with $7,000 all of a sudden to reinvest in this new runner? If they've supposedly YOLO'd it all into AMC. You would have had to sold some of that AMC to get that much cash unless you are that kind of cash producer. So that's weird when people say, you know, oh, I just dropped $5,000 or I dropped $3,000. Where'd you get it? Anyway, none of my business, but I'm just trying to point out reality. I want you to see everything so you can decide properly. I've always been about that education. My concern my truthful concern is the narrative changes, the information changes, how it affects the 80%, where the 80% go, okay? And look, I believe you, Apes. I believe that everybody's diamond holding. I believe that since day one. I get it. But I also know how easy it is with the mind. I get DMs from people. I get those concerns from people. When you start to see if Budweiser or any of these big name companies stop advertising, disappeared off the face of the planet with advertisement and putting themselves out there, what would happen? Why do they keep advertising? They've been around 100 years. Hello, you got to keep doing that. That's just how it works. You got to keep attracting people in. You got to keep that flow going. So if they stop doing that, what the hell would happen? Same thing applies. Over time, as more and more AMC and GME get suppressed. Now watch, if it starts to go up, you're going to see more and more posts. And as it goes down, you're going to see less and less posts. And then as you see this other stock over here run, you're going to see lots and lots more posts. That's fucking common, man. That's marketing 101. That's how it works. So all I've been trying to say is if we believe in AMC that much, maybe we need to think about that. Think about what information we're sharing. What are we putting out there? And why are we doing it? What are we getting out of it? As a community as a whole, what are we creating? So I'm a big advocate for us putting the good information out there, sharing how we really feel. I'm against pump and dump. I am personally. It just feels like robbery to me. It's fake. Because the reason why I'm against it is because somebody's losing. A shit ton of people are losing. There's a percentage that are losing. And I don't think that's fair market. We're after the shorts. That's great. Just think about that. That's all I'm saying. Look, I'm not telling you where to spend your money. I ain't been that guy. And I haven't been paid. I'm not one of those influencers to get paid anything. I am working on a nonprofit. I really want to hopefully get that going to help everyone invest because I want the 99% investing. And I want it to get to the point where I used to be prior to AMC. I had 36 different stocks I was in as I was researching. I ended up selling all that off and went YOLO. Maybe now that's stupid. Maybe saying you're ape that went YOLO is a dumb thing. I don't know. But that's what I did because I believed in it. I still believe in it. I'm just having a hard time because I understand the marketing aspect of it. The more and more we promote, we are the marketing machine. And the more and more we think we're going to go into other communities and convince them that our community's good too or better, you should be in our community as well, we'll be in your community. I call that dilution. I mean, I got $1,000, but I'm going to go to this community, this community, this community, this community, or whatever. And I'm going to try to get all involved. That means I need to buy, or I can lie. But seriously, think about this. I can buy, be a part of this community. My $1,000 now, let's say 250. Okay, so I get spread out. That's the idea, right? I get it. That's a diversified portfolio. That's freaking smart. That way, if 3 of them aren't doing good, at least you're still doing good on one. Get that. But AMC and GME community was designed without those kind of fundamentals. The idea was putting that money in there. That's the way I understood it. So it's not diluted, and that keeps that pressure going on. I just don't see that anymore. So I'm worried about the dilution, and I'm worried about the 80% of the community being persuaded, pushed by influence and influencers, because you're seeing it now. You're going to see a lot more of it. Mark my words, from this video, you're going to see a lot more of it because they are here for money for their pocketbooks. So they have to stay with the trends. They have to stay with what is happening. They have to help trend it. That's how it works, man. And they, like bands and all these stuff, we call them sellouts, and, these terms for when they sell out. Influencers are sold out since day one. That's what they're in the business to do. They're going to influence and they're going to flow with what is popular. Just look at their names, look what they tweet, look what they talk about, look at the videos they make. I fought it early on when I saw them some of the outside influencers coming in, really trying to get you to sign up for their programs and really started talking other stocks. It was a feeding frenzy because AMC was perfectly set up for that. We had a massive amount of investors that barely been investing a year or less. They didn't know what they were doing. So they've been feeding off of them. I saw that a mile away. And some of them are good, some are bad. I don't know. Again, I don't look at none of them. I don't listen to them because, honestly, I don't need none of them. I believe in crowdsourcing amongst people, not one person. Because one person can be lying to me all day long because in the back of it all, I know why they're here. They're here to make money. And those are the people I don't trust if they're ultimately only about making money. I've got to know more to it about it, like what's really going on with it. So I like crowdsourcing. I like hearing from everyone and seeing and reading and seeing what that narrative is about and seeing what everybody's talking about. And then that helps me. But that's just me. You got to do you. I understand you got to grow. And that's part of why I want to do the crowdsource EDU is so people can continue to crowdsource and help educate. Because that was one of the best parts about this community is we had so many people that knew so much information and were willing to share that information and didn't charge a dime. I mean, we were sharing DD left and right. It wasn't about capitalizing. This community and this movement wasn't about capitalizing off each other. We weren't trying to make money off of you because I gave you a piece of valuable information. None of them were. But that's the reality. Capitalism, that's what it comes to. They're going to make money. Fine. Again, I'm not completely knocking it. I'm just saying I love the crowdsourcing of the information amongst each other. There's been some beautiful souls that come from their hearts that wanted to teach that information. We still have them. Obviously, I'm personally still trying to get some information out. And I'm not a DD guy, but this is up my ball game. Marketing and sales and manipulation and creating that environment to get people to buy into something. That's what I've been doing for 20 years. So I see that stuff every day. So anyway, I just had to get it out because I could see it so clearly and people are just arguing with me left and right because they don't see it. And they think that the drama or the infighting is going to be the death of us. Look, I don't think anybody's going to sell just because someone's fighting someone else on Twitter. I think that's entertainment or that's whatever it's become, right? My concern is people eventually find themselves selling because they want to make more money and they want to chase a play. They want to chase something else because now it's being marketed. The funny part is, think about this. So far, everything I've seen that has been promoted since AMC GME has gone down a lot, quite a bit. I haven't seen one really take off and stay up there. Like Tesla has a backing. Seen what Tesla done? As I use Teslas for mine. I feel safe thinking of AMC GME like Tesla because it has a following. There's literally real Tesla people that are just so into that thing, right? And that's what I feel about AMC GME. But see, AMC shot up a little bit and then it's come back down and it's done its thing. But like, look at all those runners. Every one of them have come back down. Okay, quite a bit. So to me, it's like tension grab, carrot. Woo. Cool. Let's just play the game then. We're bored. Let's find the next one. Come on, influencers. What's next? Let's jump on that one. Hopefully I catch the wave when I catch the wave. And last thing about that, I put 1,000 into something. It turns into 2,000. Let me ask you a question. I know the narrative. I'm just serious about this. And you just think about what you're going to do. I put 1,000 in, I made 1,000. So do I take that 1,000, put it back in AMC like I told everybody I would, and take that other 1,000 and use that to start again? Or I take the 2,000 now and I try to chase after one of these new places. So maybe I just turn that into $4,000. So in 2 weeks, I go from $1,000 to $4,000 chasing those. And I do take the $4,000 the following week and I dump that into the next runner and turn that into $8,000 or $12,000. Or did I start with day one with 1,000, take the 1,000 profit, put it back in AMC, and then start over with this one, turn it into 2? I don't know. I'm just trying to think, like, what are people thinking? Like, how do you feel? What are you going to do? You know what I mean? Like, I got to think logical. If I can turn $1,000 into $4,000, $8,000 in 2 weeks, maybe if I keep doing that and I keep riding the waves just right, I'll have $20,000 and then I can buy some serious damn AMC in 6 weeks because, you know, the price is staying suppressed enough. It hasn't really gone anywhere. I won't miss the MOAS. I'll just keep playing this until one day, oh shit, you know? So I don't know. Just thinking, okay? Not saying you do that. Hate me if you want. I believe everybody. I want to believe in humanity. I do. I just also know the reality of what money does to people. Money is, it's the act, not necessarily the money, but how people act about money, the evilness that comes out of it. That's the part I know. So just think smart. I've just been literally trying to educate and share this information. There's been plenty of people that understand and already see the picture with me and agree. And there's a ton of people fighting me like crazy. I don't want to fight anybody. I'm serious. There was one person I had a problem with. It had nothing to do with shilling or promoting other stocks. It was something way different, okay? Past that, there's nothing I can do about that human. And I don't want to fight any of these other humans in here. I think everybody serves a purpose, man. Everybody's got something going on, man. We're retail. At the end of the day, it's supposed to be 99% against the 1%. So how can we get that together? And I'm a big advocate. We can get all of retail together and discuss how we can fight back for a fair market. See, that's a whole nother story to me. I just worry about the marketing aspect and what it's affecting. So this has been my feelings. If you've taken the time to watch this, hopefully it at least gets you thinking. We got a responsibility to represent our beliefs. We have, as a influencer or a leader too, you also have your responsibility of what you influence and how you influence. Think about that. That's a great responsibility. When you create followers and people that are going to listen to you, that's a massive amount of weight and responsibility on your back. You're going to take the haters, you're going to take the likers, but you also got to stick true to your tune and what you really are about. And that's what I have done. I am sticking true to what I fight for. I can't change that. I got to stay true to me, true to the ape, and true to what I represented since day one. So I hope you guys ultimately learn something. I want everybody to make a crap ton of money ultimately. I want everybody to learn and take in that information and grow. Just think of this as marketing 101 for the apes, okay? Because if so, maybe we should change our names from AMC Apes to Retail Apes. Maybe we need to look at that. Maybe that's the evolving. Maybe we really need to stop focusing on being AMC Apes and change it to Retail Apes. Just my thought. You guys have a great day.